All right, here with Justin Arvon of the Greater Beckley Christian Crusaders. Win for you tonight, pretty easy win. I thought your shooting to start with was just lights out, especially Isaiah Gordon.
Yeah, sure. You know, we stress floor spacing at the half, and our guys they're very smart basketball minded. They're young, but they've played a lot of basketball. And Isaiah especially knows positioning on the floor. He knows where to be. He can get in the line of sight for our guards. And he's just very good at that, and our guards are willing to hit him. We have an unselfish basketball team. 24 assists, I think it was, against Pikeview. I don't know how many we had tonight yet, but the ball was moving. When that's happening, somebody on this team is going to catch fire. And Isaiah is just an outstanding shooter, but his game's not just that. Just tonight, it was heat check time for him. And I know I was listening to him. He said I didn't like his heat check. I didn't mind it. Went in, right? So,
I mean, as a coach, what do you think when you're sitting over there watching his display of shooting in the third quarter?
As a coach, I know that our kids on the floor are going to find him with the basketball, whoever he is at the time. They're unselfish, they're smart, and if guys like that, our kids are willing to get them the basketball. So couldn't be happier on the offensive end in the second half.
We talked a little bit with Isaiah about it, but, you know, honestly, probably expected a little bit of a sluggish start tonight. You know, you got a lot of things going on, mission trip, you get in late, different things like that. You kind of had a little bit of a talk with him at 23-13 in the second quarter, and man, it just exploded from that point.
Yeah, you know, that wasn't as much of an X and O's talk as it was, guys, it's time.
Right.
You know, it was an intensity thing. We talked before the game about, you know, we have to come out and start with intensity. The way to not have a bad layover is to just come out with that intensity that we had in the second half. And I think we'll do that the rest of the year. But you're right, we had guys leave the Dominican Republic at 3 a.m. and get home at 10:30 last night that were playing some minutes tonight, a lot of them. So it was sluggish to start, but I'm proud of their rebound after that timeout.
You know, one thing I think about this team is they're very young. And you know, you talk about the unselfishness, which they really are doing a good job of that. That's not really a characteristic of a young team. So that talk about that. I mean, even a little deeper, because how do you get them to be that unselfish?
Well, they love each other as a group. I mean, they really do. They get along. They're friends on and off the court, and that's the key. If you can build an atmosphere where guys get along, they want each other to succeed, then that's how you develop a championship basketball team, especially offensively. But if you'll notice, defensively, the same thing happens because they're willing to talk to each other. It's the most important thing they can do is talk to each other defensively. And when they're doing that, that can spur our offense like nothing else defensively. So they like each other. They don't care who scores, and that's successful for us.
Kind of build on that, youth a little bit. They're at a point now where, you know, you're up to number 2 in the state. You're getting a lot of publicity. You're going to get a lot of people in their ears. Hey, you're really good. You know, you can win a state title, different things like that. How do you keep them on the level?
Yeah. Well, we've got to keep the main thing, and our program and our school really focuses on the main thing, and that's Jesus Christ in our opinion. So we want their focus to be on Him and how they're playing in a basketball game. We don't want that to overshadow their main goal, which is to honor the Lord with everything that they do. So if they don't get too high, too low based on their own individual performance because their focus is where it should be, then you can create an atmosphere where everything's okay. We're going to be here and not here. So prioritizing things is key for our coaching staff and for our school in general, and I think the kids are picking up on that right now.
Justin, you mentioned every guy on your team, whoever, it could be any guy getting hot. Tonight it was Isaiah. What's the ceiling for a guy that has such a quick release, just a bullseye shooter, you know, from long range?
Man, I don't know what the ceiling is. Just for Isaiah specifically, I'm not sure. He didn't even play hardly in the fourth quarter. I don't know how many he could have had, and that's a tough thing coaching, is you got to pull a guy like that in that type of game off the floor. But I don't know what the ceiling is points wise for him. I do know the ceiling is very high for Isaiah. It's very high for a lot of guys on our team. Javante had a little off night tonight in terms of putting the ball in the basket, but he did so many other things. Guarded the whole court, the whole game. I mean, the ceiling for guys like that is definitely at the collegiate level, but who knows at that point. These are just great kids. I'm proud of them for the effort tonight.
Justin, appreciate it. Thank you.
Justin.